Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve problem number 5.22 and our chapter is cost profit volume analysis. We have done several of the questions before this numerical. So obviously we do have certain idea about the format, about performa of this particular question. When you will see this question, the first observation which you will take that it's huge. You can see that question is starting from here and continuing, and there are requirements as well. But actually it's not. It's very short question. Only required element is understanding. Now, what is happening? There is an organization, this and that is introduction, and their budgeted sales. Please underline it. It's budgeted sales. That means planned or whatever they are looking forward for this month. It's not the actual sale, it's planned and written on the papers. So this planning has been shown to the owner of the business, and it has been said that there are three products and they have planned to sell that product like this. So an income statement has been presented where sinks, mirrors and vanities are presented. Income statement has been produced over here and sale of different products is shown. Variable expenses of different products is shown, and please focus over here. This is your total income statement. That means total profit after selling these three different products. We have contribution margin, fixed expenses and net income. Right now company is in profitable condition where total profit is 36,400. Even they have calculated their break even point, but everything is planned. Keep it in mind, it's budgeted or planned. Okay, then what we have to do, as shown by these data, net operating income is 36,400. Okay, we know, we already have seen that total income 36,400 and break even sale is 4,30,000. They have calculated it. Assume that actual sale. So this is the point. Actual sale is also 5 lakh. Come over here, their budgeted sale was 5 lakh and actual sale is 5 lakh. Apparently plan is very good. Why? Because their actual and planned or budgeted sales are equal. If you have planned of getting income of 5 lakh and you are getting income of 5 lakh according to your plan, so you will say it's a good plan, and in reality you have acted according to the plan as well. So for the timing, it has been seen that everything is okay. But what is happening? Actual sales by product are 1,60,000 for sinks. Come here. Sinks are present over here. Their sale is 240,000, but actually sale has been 160,000. So one big negative aspect has been arisen over here. Secondly, mirrors, 1 lakh of sales is presented in budget, but practically they have sold 2 lakh. It's a good news, it's a positive gesture. Third, vanity were budgeted 1 lakh 60,000 sales and they have sold 140,000. Overall, they have sold products for 5 lakh dollars, but with different proportions. So what we are required to do, prepare contribution margin format income statement for the month based on actual sale data, present income statement in format shown above. So we are needed to make this income statement through data. That means format will be used for what have been presented in terms of budget, but we will use amounts from here. This is our budgeted contribution margin format income statement. We will just use this format, but actual sales will be posted over here. Okay, we can do it. Let's go and create this income statement. As you know that very first thing is your sales. What you do right is sales and you subtract variable cost. What is happening? The buttons are not working correctly. It's alright, I will do it. Less variable cost first. We will get our contribution, contribution margin, and then we will subtract fixed cost and we will get net margin. Same will be used for all of the products. Here is your amount or the product. First product is sink, I think. Second product, they are using mirrors. Full. We will check it later on. And then last is vanities. Vanities. What we will do, we will write here amount and then percentage. Here amount and percentage we will be writing. And finally, here we will calculate the total and its percentage would be written over here. Like we have calculated sink mirrors, everything has been posted, and we will also be mentioning percentage. Here we will write its percentage. So it's good to go. The very first thing is we will observe how much sale of sinks are in actual. Budgeted has been written, but we will be following actual amounts now. So let's see. Sink is mentioned over here. Total sale is 1,60,000. So you can put 1,60,000 over here as sale of sink. Alright, and then obviously this is total sale, so you will put 100% as the amount of sales. Little more space is needed, more. Okay, 100% is sale of sink. Then let's see what is sale for mirrors. Mirrors are sold for $2 lakh, so put $2 lakh over here, and this is also 100%. Okay, little more space is needed. Two sales have been written, and now we will see how much sales for vanities. Come over here. Vanities are sold for rupees $140,000. $140,000. Again, it is also 100%. So you can put it here, and little more space is needed. 100%. How much total that would be? Obviously, their sale in budget was mentioned 5 lakh, and in actual they have sold 5 lakh. Apparently, it looked like as matter of satisfaction for the boss or for the owner that they have planned to sell up to 5 lakh, and actually they have sold 5 lakh as well. So plan is equal to actual. That means matter was satisfactory. And why we need to make it again? Because it was meant to be verified what actually had happened. For variable cost, you will see the percentage, that is 30%. You will use the same percentage, 30%, and you are going to calculate 30% over here. So 1,60,000 and multiply by 30 divided by 100. Please note it down. The same percentage which was given in the question we are using. So variable cost over here would be 48,000. Now go over here. Variable cost in budget was 72,000. Again, it's a good news. You have decreased your variable cost in actual. So that is a favorable matter. Now let's see how much variable cost would be for mirrors. You can see 80% cost is for mirrors. We will mention here 80% first, and then we will we will calculate same percentage. Look, note it down. 2 lakh was the amount, and you will be calculating 80% multiplied by 80 divided by 100. In this way, you will calculate your variable cost for mirrors. So we have done it. There were three products. One was sink, second was mirror, and then vanities. We have highlighted it. Now let's see what is for vanities. Percentage of vanities was used 55%. So we will use same 55% over here. Now let's calculate 55% of 140,000, multiply by 55 and divided by 100. All variable costs have been calculated according to the statement which was given in the question. And now it's time to see how much total variable cost is. How 5 lakh was calculated? We can add 1,60,000 plus 2 lakh plus 140,000 and we have got 5 lakh, and it can be confirmed over here as well. First amount was 1,60,000, then you have to add 2 lakh for mirrors, and then you will add 1,40,000 for vanities. So you have got 5 lakh, and same 5 lakh is mentioned over here. In the similar way, when you want to calculate your total variable cost, you will add variable cost of sink, mirror and vanities. First variable cost was 48,000, then you will add variable cost of mirror 1,60,000, then you will add variable cost of vanities 77,000. So in this way, you have got your total variable cost. It's time to calculate contribution margins. In our statement, these contribution margins were calculated and we will be calculating same. As you know that contribution margin is calculated by taking the difference of variable cost and sales. Here our amount of sale is 1,60,000 and you need to subtract variable cost which is 48,000. So first contribution margin have been calculated. We can highlight it. These are contribution margin, and as usual you will see the percentage. Here we will calculate how contribution margin divided by sales. This is contribution margin ratio. So we have calculated first percentage is 0.7. Now we are able to calculate contribution margin for mirror as well, which is difference between variable cost and sales. Your sales are 2 lakh rupees and your variable cost is 1,60,000. So here you have calculated your contribution margin for the mirrors. To calculate its ratio, what we will do, contribution margin first and then it divided by total sales which is 2 lakh. So we have got percentage for contribution margin as well for mirrors. It's time to calculate contribution margin for vanities, which is difference between variable cost and sales. Our sales were 140,000. To calculate the difference, we will subtract variable cost 77,000. Finally, we have calculated contribution margin for vanities as well. To calculate its percentage, what we will do, we will select contribution margin and then we'll divide by sale, which is 140,000. So here we have got our percentage of contribution margin for the vanities as well. Now it's time to calculate our contribution margin. Again, difference between variable cost and sales. Sale was 5 lakh and total variable cost was 2,85,000. So that we have got our contribution margin as 2,15,000. All individual contribution margins and collective contribution margin is calculated, and you are well familiar with the theme that variable cost will not be altered. Beside this, it was asked to calculate percentages of total as well. So we will calculate percentage over here. Total sale means 100% of sale would be mentioned over here. Little more space needed. We will be taking it like that. Okay, and then you need to calculate percentage for variable cost. For that you can divide 2,85,000 by its sales. So we have got percentage, or you can directly write 57%. what we will do, we can multiply it with 100. So in this way we will get exact percentage, that is 57%. Here the difference has arrived. 48% was the percentage in the budget, and the mistake which we are doing over here is the mistake of manager, not in the question, is variable cost has been increased up to 57%, while in budget it was mentioned that 48% would be the variable cost, and here variable cost percentage is 57%. So that's what is happened in the wrong way. For total contribution margin, we will calculate contribution margin ratio by taking contribution margin 2,15,000 and it would be divided by its sales. So we have got contribution margin ratio for the total as well. Since you know that your fixed cost is 2,23,600, no matter if you are selling how many number of unit, this fixed cost will always be fixed. 223,600, and you will be using the same 223,600. For fixed cost, it's time to calculate our net margin, which is difference between fixed cost and contribution margin. So our contribution margin is 2,15,000, subtract fixed cost, which is 2,23,600. So we have got finally our net margin, which had come in negative sense. So normally managers plan and predict and portray a good picture in front of owners, and a good picture was portrayed like we were getting a profit of 36,500. But in real what they have done, it's a blunder. Instead of getting profit, they are now facing a loss. So you will show it to the owner of the organization that it's not a good condition. Rather, the team or the organization had worked in a wrong way. Instead of getting profit, they are facing loss. One thing has been settled down, and what is said next? Actual sale data and present that income statement. We have used the same format and presented that income statement. Compute the break-even point based on actual data. Okay, so we need to calculate our second point, which is break-even point, but in terms of dollar is set, dollar or amount, which would be calculated by fixed cost divided by CM ratio. Okay, so fixed cost is what? Here you can see our fixed cost will always be fixed, which is 223,600 and divided by CM ratio, and CM ratio we will be calculating a little more space. Instead of writing here, we will be writing over here. Okay, now what is next? We need to calculate CM ratio. CM ratio would be calculated by CM divided by sales and multiply by 100. CM is 2,15,000 and sale is 5 lakh, and we have already calculated its ratio 0.43. So you can put that 0.43 over here. Statement completed. It's time to calculate 223,600 divided by 0.43 would be put over here. So we have calculated our break even point. So it's so strange. They were showing like if you will sell 5 lakh, they will get a profit of 36,500. While our calculation is showing that even if they would have sold 5,20,000, they would be at break even point, no profit, no loss situation. According to their plan, by selling their products up to $5 lakh, they will get profit of 36,400, while in actual it is happening that if they will sell $5,20,000, then there will be a stage of break even point, means zero profit, or zero loss. So second point has also been solved, and you can see that 5,20,000 is mentioned over here, and profit 8,600 loss. So 8,600 loss we have seen, it's correct. 5,20,000 break even sales, both answers are matched. Now we'll also be looking what is third point saying. Considering the fact that company met its 5 lakh sales budget for the month, this is so interesting that their budget or target was 5 lakh dollar sale. You look at here. And surprisingly, actually they have met their target. They have sold their product for 5 lakh rupees. But what wrong has been happened? For the month, the president is shocked at the result shown on your income statement because we are showing him that actual sale is 8,600. Prepare a brief memo for the president explaining why both. There is only one thing. They have achieved their target. It is acceptable. First fact we should be writing that targeted target sales is achieved. Okay, we can accept. But secondly, variable cost is way more than budget, which made it to turn in loss. You can see very clearly that variable cost in actually is 2,85,000, while the variable cost which was in budget was 240,000. So here is the difference. 285,000 actually they have spent, while in budget they were supposed to spend only 2,40,000. So due to this extra expenditure, we are facing loss. So these are the two memo points which have been used. Target sale achieved, okay, but variable cost is way more than the budget. That is why they are facing loss. So all 3 points have been discussed for this question number 5.2, and I'm very hopeful that you people have understood as well. By volume, it was a huge question. So if somebody will just see the appearance of the question, it might be a horrible thing to face out. But in actual, it was just a small and short question. You can see over here. All right. If you have any trouble, if you have any problem in understanding this question, you are very open to message, text, or you can directly meet for your solution. Right now, time for this particular question has been ended. This was 5.22, and surely we will be meeting for the solution of any other question in future. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and I'm requesting you to please pray for me as well. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.